Hello and welcome to the On-Demand Judges Orientation Fall 2021 for the Reggie Award by Housing First Minnesota. Thank you so much for being a judge this fall. We certainly do appreciate it. I'm going to roll right into housekeeping as this is an on-demand video. There are no participants that participated in online format at a certain time. So we'll skip all that formality and just jump right to the meat of this presentation. So I am Nicole Kuhn. I am the Vice President of Membership and Events, and Kim Carter is our Membership and Events Coordinator. We are your staff contacts if you have any questions about awards whatsoever. So if you have any questions, feel free to email me. Our contact information will be again at the end of the presentation as well. So the agenda for this overview is that we're going to just talk high-level general info, a little bit about guidebook options, some noteworthy items, the packet, how are you going to get that? And if you're watching this, you already got your packet, so that's fun. Some confidentiality things, scoring, a little reminder of the checklist, how the awards will be disseminated, and then we're not going to leave room for Q&A, but if you have any, again, feel free to contact me or Kim. So we'll just move into some general information about the awards program and judging as a whole. And so first of all, judging hours for the Reggie Award are typically held during parade hours. So those are normally noon to 6. The first weekend of the parade is usually Saturday, Sunday, and then the subsequent weekends are Thursday through Sunday. However, we will have on the entry information sheet if the home is available to judge outside of parade hours. And so if that is the case, there should be a contact for who to reach out to schedule an appointment or gain access to the home, whether it be a lockbox or garage code. But if it does note that you can view outside parade hours, it works better with your schedule to do it that way. Feel free to go ahead and set that up. Some of them are not available to judge outside. So maybe when you get your list of homes of what you're going to be viewing and kind of figure out your schedule and what works well that way. To see those homes first or second, depending on your availability and theirs. Then when you actually get to the home, you will have a verification sheet. It's basically a roster of all the homes we'll get to a little bit later, but introduce yourself to whoever's working the home for the builder. So that builder rep, just let them know that you're a judge and have them sign off on your sheet. It's just a check system for us to know that you actually went to the home. Sometimes builders forget who the judges were that came through and might get concerned that only one judge came through. In reality, all of them did. And this verification sheet does give us a little backup of double checks for that. Also, when you're at the home, one suggestion that I've heard from a judge in the past is as you're arriving, take a photo of the home from the street view and include the parade of homes sign that's out front with the home number and then the exterior of the home as well in one shot. And then you hopefully will be a trigger for you to know that any additional photos after that one until you kind of hit your next sign number is all for that property. And then of course, if you're going on multiple days, it might not work well on your album on your phone. You might have pictures of your kids or dog or anything like that, but it's just a nice differentiator to separate the homes. One thing to note as well too, some builders will request that you don't take photos, and I would say be respectful of that if you can, but also let them know by you introducing yourself as a judge that you'd like to take some photos that will just help with reference and scoring later. And most of them, I think, are fairly accommodating to that. One thing to do as well is walk around the entire house, inside and outside, including every room. And then also if the lower level basement, if it's not finished, if it's accessible, please do go check that out as well too. So how do you find out where all the homes are? We have a couple options for guidebooks. And since this material for you as a judge is all being submitted digitally, you can either, if you're old school and you like a hard copy, you can pick those up at holiday station stores around town. And then new this fall, they'll also be at the Kowalski's markets. And those should be out now. I think they got delivered earlier this week. And if you're more digital, you can feel free to download the Parade of Homes app. You can search for Parade of Homes Minnesota either in the App Store or in Google Play, depending on your platform. And then you can search for the homes in your judging groups and set up tours as far as mapping your route to make it a little bit easier. Now we'll move on to a couple noteworthy items. The Parade of Homes price includes the price of the lot. So if you judged many, many years ago, we didn't used to include the price of the lot. And actually this fall we moved to, for the parade entries, we moved to a price range for the parade just because of the volatility of material availability and pricing changes and things like that. But in order to enter a home into the Reggie, we did ask for a specific price of the home. And so that is how we assigned the home to a given category. So we have categories by price for different level productions. So a builder that builds 1 to 49 homes per year, and then a builder that builds 50 plus homes per year. So you might notice you have more than one category and they might span more than a price range. That is certainly how it's been structured. So there's no selection meeting with any other judges in your judging group. So basically what you do is you get your roster, which you have, you go tour the homes, you score them, and then you record your scores online. And then you'll rate the home on a scale of 1 to 10 in 10 different areas. So then the highest scoring entry in a category will receive the Reggie as long as it receives at least 75% of the points possible. So for example, you might have a category where there's only one Reggie entry, and so it's not an automatic award for that builder or home. It just needs to have at least 75% of the points possible. So we really want the award to have credibility, and so that is the threshold that was determined for that benchmark. So if there is an instance of a tie, the tiebreaker will be the overall impression score. So we'll tally up what that is and use that for the tiebreaker. Now, if for some reason something comes up and you no longer can commit to judging or you can't finish the judging, please find a replacement if at all possible from your company, and then notify me or Kim or any Housing First Minnesota staff that you can get a hold of, and they'll forward it along to us. But a judge must view all of the entries in a category for those scores to be used. So if you're a judge and maybe you have 3 different price points, because maybe there's 2 entries in one, 3 in another, and 1 in another. So you have a total of 6 homes to view, but they're in 3 different price categories. If you're finding you're in a time crunch or something happened, and for some reason you can't find a replacement and you can't view all of them, I would say strategically try to wrap up the category. So at least we can get your scores kind of rounded out and finished up for that one, and then know how to handle the other ones. So now we'll get into the judge packet and what will be included. And so you will have noticed in your email that there is a PDF attachment. So the PDF attachment is going to have it's a cover sheet. So it's going to give you, and actually I'm going to get into it right now, the cover sheet. So it is typically 1 page. And so it will tell you when the scores are due. So the end of the day, September 27th. So you're getting the first 3 weekends of the Parade of Homes to judge. So that's that's Saturday, Sunday, the first weekend, and then Thursday through Sunday, every weekend following that. It talks about what's included in the packet, that your scoring will be done online, where you can get your guidebooks, how the recipients are selected, and then my contact info as well. And then page 2 of the cover sheet is going to give you a roster of entries. So for example, this visual representation we have has, this judge is in group H, and then they have multiple categories at different price points. So what's listed on there is the Parade of Homes number, the builder, the home price, and then where the entry is located. So that might help you with determining your route and how you want to tackle it in the time frame that you have. So then up next is the judge verification sheet. So this is a PDF. So we'll ask that you print this. If for some reason you don't have a printer available to you, just let me know and I can print one off and then either mail it to you, or I could leave it at the office and have you pick it up there, or depending on it, meet you somewhere if that works as well too. So there's going to be a group or a set of information for each Reggie entry that you're going to view. It's going to have pre-populated in the builder's name, the parade number, and then the city and state where it is. It's also going to be sectioned out by production of what the builder produces and then the price range. So if you have more than one price range in your judge group, they'll be grouped together by that. So just have the builders hopefully print and then sign, and then date and put a timestamp on there. And then what you'll do is hang on to those. And then when you get them done in entirety, when you're done judging, there is a link in your email with where to upload these and then complete the confidentiality agreement. So it's really like a simple checkbox and upload. Drag and drop, super simple. So you will need access to a scanner. Otherwise, you can take a picture of it with your phone, and you should be able to upload multiple pages of that if that's the way you need to do it. And then I think for Apple users, in the notes section, you can actually scan a new document using your camera. It's a little hack there. So now we will get into the evaluation sheets. So this is the header of the first page of the evaluation sheet. You'll notice it's going to have the builder's name, the address of where the property located is, and then it has the builder contact for the Reggie home. So right below that in italics, it notes this home is open for judging outside of parade hours. So if you want to schedule something outside of parade hours, that is the individual that you should be contacting with. If you see this note that it is open outside of parade hours and you don't see a contact or a phone or a name or anything, I would just deviate to whatever email or phone number is published online for the entry or in the guidebook and go that route. And then also here, there's a gray box out saying if the home is certified. If it is, it will say who the entity is. And then yes, that it is certified. So that's just an energy efficiency type credential that may be included depending on what the home has done. And then down at the bottom of the page 1 for each entry, will give you a rating scale of how to evaluate the home. So if it's satisfactory, 4 to 6 points. So maybe your philosophy is everybody starts at a 5 and then they kind of go up and down from there. But please use this scoring consistently for all of the entries. It's going to give you just reminders again of what production it is, what category it is, and what group you are in as a judge. So the criteria that you have as a judge is 10 different things. So a lot of design and craftsmanships of various rooms, how is the floor plan and layout, use of space. I think most of these are fairly self-explanatory. If not, let me know. I'm not going to go through them verbatim on that. If there's any special or unique details. And then the overall value of the home. So how much home are you getting for the price, the quality, and overall impression. And then also on the bottom is a spot where there's the home energy report scoring, which is the HERS score. And so if the builder had the home rated on the energy efficiency scale and provided that number to us, we will have that number in there. If not, you can feel free to jot it down and add it later. But builders are still getting tested maybe while the parade's going on, so they will report them to us on the back end later. So what we do is we do cross-check that when all the scores come in before we're ready to tabulate and declare recipients for the award. So if you miss it, don't worry about it. We will capture it on the back end, but it's there for you if it's already been provided. And then if you want to jot down comments and tally up your points, you can certainly do that. This handout is really just a hard copy if you want to print it again on your own. to jot notes down while you're touring the home to trigger your memory later when you get to doing it online. Otherwise, you could certainly do it online from your phone while you're at the home too, if that's your jam. This next slide is a little bit of what the home performance, the HERS, well, it's the home performance report, but then the HERS score is there. So on the left-hand image here, it will show you a rating and the score. And then there's a little bit more information about identifying how it was calculated, but it's kind of like a golf score. So the lower the number, the better the score that there is. All right, so page 3. If the builder provided any highlights or special features that they wrote up, it will be noted here. If they didn't note anything or supply anything, this page is going to be blank. And so then if it doesn't all fit on one page, it will flow to a 4th page. So most entries will have 3 pages. Some might have 4, but we do ask the entrants to submit highlights and special features. So really the call out things that might be more interesting to a judge than probably a consumer. I mean, some of them might be focused to both audiences, but you know, let's say the home was built for a client and they have very unique color selection that maybe the builder isn't super indicative of their work. They might call that out here and just say, hey, this was a client decision and we aim to please our clients. So that is why that is the way it is. Or if there's copper gutters or soft closed doors, or you know, like they had a unique angle or space or install of something, you know, this is kind of your opportunity to brag as an entrant and showcase all the amazing things about the home. So packet dissemination, again, if you're watching this, you most likely already got your packet, but you should have gotten an email with everything you need except for a printed guidebook. So we are asking, just keep this email because this is going to have links for all the homes and all the score sheets that you need. So just squirrel it away until you get all your judging done, or revisit it over and over again as you need to. The subject is Reggie Judging Packet with a little trophy icon, Fall 2021. So hopefully that will stand out in your inbox a little bit and not go to your spam. The sender will be from me, Nicole Kuhn. And then as noted earlier, the PDF judging packet will be attached. Then in the body of the email, you'll have a roster of all your homes and a score sheet links for each entry. Oh, I need to update this page. Sorry about that. And then there's also a link for the confidentiality agreement form that includes a spot for you to upload those completed verification sheets. So we're going to take a look at the confidentiality agreement. So there's no surprises to you. But here's a screenshot of what that looks like. It is going to pre-populate your information in. So the links that you get, don't share those with your other judge friends. Everybody has their own custom things that are all connected on the back end that move all the data into the spot where it needs to be. So it will have, you know, your name, your ID, your email, and your judge group already filled out for you. And then all you have to do is upload your verification sheets and hit submit. And basically by you participating as a judge, just saying that you won't disclose any information regarding the judging process, and you won't disclose any information about the process or your scores with anyone other than those that are in the administration of the award. So primarily that would be staff and not other judges. And that all information of the Reggie Award that was submitted cannot be retained. So basically just destroy those after the judging process is complete, but you don't have proprietary rights to those. And so we just ask that you be respectful of that as a judge. Now with the online scoring, you will notice the score sheet's going to look identical, almost. The core of it will be identical. It will propagate in the Parade of Homes number, the judge group, an entry ID, a score sheet ID. So please don't change any of the information that is populated already. Then all you'll really need to do is just select a radio button on what your score is for the 10 different criteria you're evaluating. Each one is required. So if you miss one, you'll get prompted to submit one. And then if you want to write any comments about the home, what you liked, what you found challenging as a judge, feel free to type those in the comments. They're not required, but if you'd like to include them, please do. and then you can hit submit. And so that will be the same process for each of your entries in your judging packet. I already kind of cruised through this a little bit, but here's a copy of the top part of it with pre-populated some information, and then all of the different criteria. And there's a reminder on what the scoring scales are and what to be using. And then a reminder about the HERS score. Again, if it was supplied, it's already getting populated in. If not, you can feel free to enter it. Otherwise, we will capture that all on the back end when scores come back. And then finally, spot for the comments and submit. And that brings us to our final checklist. So just a reminder, take photos if you can. It will certainly jog the memory for sure. Write comments and notes. View and judge the entire house. And then all materials and scores are due online by, meaning the end of have through September 27th to do it by end of day. So you have your confidentiality agreement, you do that one time, and then your score sheet you do once per entry. Normally I would pause now and ask for questions, but if you have questions, email me or call me. Text is an option as well too. Now, the fun part is the awards dissemination. So we will obviously be marketing the awards event to all of the membership, including awards entrants. But the event is the big night, our Building Industry Gala. This year it's Friday, October 29th, 2021 at Mystic Lake Center in Prior Lake. And registration is open now at bignightmn.org. So Big Night MN, abbreviation for Minnesota.org. So you can feel free to register. Early bird pricing is in effect now, and regular pricing does start after September 23rd. So if you want to save a little bit of cash and want to attend, get in early. And then just so you know too, I know some of you are entrants from the spring or have judged in the spring. So we will have brief recognition at the event for those spring entrants and recipients, I should say, at the big night. So we hope to see you there. And we also have room blocks available, and you can find that on the registration information on how to access that if that's something that you choose to do as well. Since this is not a participant webinar at this point, I'm going to skip the Q&A, but just remind you that if you do have questions, feel free to reach out to me, Nicole, at housingfirstmn.org, or Kim as well too. And at any time, if it's before you start judging or you're in the middle of judging and something pops up and you're not quite sure, just reach out and we can hopefully get that answered. And it might be something that impacts the other judges too. So if you see something, say something, I guess, and we can notify the other judges in your group if it's relevant for everyone to know. So thank you again so much for being a Reggie judge. We so appreciate it. We know how busy the industry is right now, and you taking the time out of your busy lives and away from maybe family or friends on the weekend, in addition to everything else, we certainly do appreciate that. So again, Nicole with Housing First Minnesota, if you have any questions, reach out to me, and thank you again.